You know how Sonic spins? The Sonic leaks are spinning faster than Sonic himself can spin. The blue blur is getting all up in our news, plus Microsoft wants to make their own Nintendo Switch, and we've got even more Nintendo Switch 2 confirmation. So, good morning, Mario, and good morning, Switch fans. Hope your weekend was great, and hope you're ready for a lovely new Monday. If it's starting off slow, here we go. Let's get it revved up. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. Hit that like button if you enjoy the show. Let's kick it off with a little bit of Microsoft, okay? We know that Microsoft is kind of like all over the place. They're bringing Grounded to Switch. They brought Pentiment to Switch. They brought Ori to Switch and Cuphead to Switch. They're really about their Game Pass. There's been rumors of them taking Starfield and Indiana Jones to other platforms. They're kind of all over the place. What would be a great move for them? Apparently, a Nintendo Switch. We've seen a bunch of rumors that Microsoft is heavily researching and developing a new handheld console, and today Phil Spencer basically said as much. He did not confirm that there's a new console that is handheld, but listen to what he had to say and tell me if he's talking about anything besides the Nintendo Switch. Philly Boy said, "What should we build that will find new players, that will allow people to play at times when they couldn't go play in the past?" I mean, I don't know what else that could be except portable. Play when you couldn't play in the past, unless this means, the console runs IVs to you to keep you up all night so you can play when you should be sleeping. This is referencing a Xbox handheld. And he went on to say that he thinks a handheld should feel like an Xbox. He wants it to feel like the dash of my Xbox when I turn on the television, except I want it on those devices. And he's referencing handheld PCs, Steam Deck, and of course, Nintendo Switch. I think Microsoft absolutely is going to try this. They want to get their Game Pass out to as many people as possible, and despite their fluctuating focuses, it does seem like Game Pass is something that they have chosen to invest in and will continue to do so. Their own dedicated handheld makes a lot of sense, and if it is a dockable thing, then that could be great for the future of the console as well. They've experimented with an Xbox Series X that is very powerful, and an Xbox Series S that is very convenient. A handheld Xbox that could kind of be the Series S at the TV and then be a really nice, powerful portable on the go, maybe that would do well. The Switch did really well and definitely didn't have anywhere near as much power as Xbox would probably put into theirs. Also not the price point, but you get what I'm saying here. And it's interesting to hear Phil Spencer directly address these rumors and comment on them, saying that they were looking to make something that allows people to play where they couldn't play when they couldn't play before. So get ready. We might have a Switch 2 coming out soon, followed by a new Xbox handheld. I think Nintendo really revolutionized the market. That's pretty obvious, but just again, take it into account that they really changed the game. This whole portable gaming trend went skyrocketing ever since the Switch debuted. Now we got double dose of Sonic leakage, two very different ends of the spectrum, but the first you might have seen, a trailer popped, it's now been taken down, for Sonic Toys Party. Now this is basically Sonic Fall Guys, where Sonic characters are participating in a bunch of shorter, smaller minigames to eventually culminate in a big ultimate winner. It's like Battle Royale, but done Sonic style across minigames. Honestly, not a terrible idea. Fall Guys has definitely fallen off in popularity as of late, but there still was a great fun game there, and not every game needs to last for years. A Sonic Toys Party that gives us a few months of fun could be really great. Now, it absolutely seems like this is launching on mobile, but that doesn't mean it won't launch on Switch as well. In fact, there are many games that have launched across both, but in the trailer it did show touchscreen interface and touchscreen buttons, so I'll be curious to see if they are interested in porting this elsewhere. It's being picked up by Nintendo sites, so I think there is a chance that it could come to Switch, and Sega loves to put Sonic on Switch, but the game honestly looks pretty cool. We don't have a release date, but if the trailer is out there ready to go and getting leaked, this thing is probably coming out soon. What might not be coming out soon from Sonic is an Unreal Engine 5 Sonic Heroes remake. They love to dig into this barrel and see what kind of echidna they can find, and this time they found Sonic Heroes. We've had Sonic Generations, we've had Sonic Mania, we've had all sorts of Sonic that taps back into the past, retools it, and brings it back to the future. Now obviously Mania has new levels and Generation is going to have this shadow part, but could this be another fun time? Oh, they also did Sonic Colors, but Sonic Heroes is being reported by Midori, who is the infamous Atlas Sega leaker who gets all that stuff right about Persona and has called out numerous titles coming that he believes coming or knows are coming to Switch 2, like Persona 6, Persona 3 Reload, and Metaphor ReFantazio. But now he says there's an Unreal Engine 5 remake being worked on for Sonic Heroes. Beautiful graphics, I guess, not Sonic Adventure. And he specifically calls out that there's no Sonic Adventure remake right now, which to me is a bit bizarre because I feel like that's the title that would be most Like it would get the most upgrade and increase from a remake. I thought that game was fun and interesting back on the Dreamcast, but it definitely would need a ton of work to upgrade for the modern era. Instead, it's Sonic Heroes, and Necrofloop chimed in on this as well, so it seems like this one is going to happen. Is it going to be announced this year? I don't know. We'll see. We've got Sonic Generations X Shadow coming out, so probably not going to get another Sonic remake in the same calendar year. Maybe this one's coming in 2025. You might remember a few days back we talked about Nash Weedle leaking directly from a Switch 2 developer that the dev kit had been substantially upgraded and received a substantial update, and it tied into DLSS and all that sort of algorithmic upgrading and upscaling. Now, it was very vague, and so people kind of said, okay, what are you even saying here? That there's a big update for the Switch dev kit. It really could change things. It's a lot of just sort of word salad, right? But Nash Weedle claimed that he got it directly from a developer. This wasn't conjecture, this wasn't rumor, this wasn't his opinion. It was coming from a developer. And now Necrofleep has backed him up, saying that he has heard similar things, and what Nash Weedle is saying is true, that Switch 2 dev kits did get an upgrade. Now, what's also interesting is Necrofleep has mentioned a direct coming in April, and that he's heard it to be a general direct. These things tie together because during that Nash Weedle video, I said that, hey, the reason that this might start be leaking out and the reason that they might need this update and upgrade to the Switch dev kits is because there was a rumor from Nate Drake that Nintendo was requesting assets for Switch 2 games. And this all could tie together and form the pieces of the puzzle that we've been missing. In April General Direct, Nintendo updating their Switch dev kits and requesting assets from developers to then put into some sort of June, July summer presentation. I really feel like that is the strongest timeline right now. That is the timeline right now. And I think that is what Nintendo is prepping and going for. It'll be interesting because if that's the case, we'll definitely start to see more and more leaking out in the coming weeks. We're almost to April. A direct could pop off at any time. And then after that, like what's next? The September direct? I suppose, but it matters how much we get announced at this direct. And I feel like Nintendo will go out of their way to really cement most of the rest of the year's lineup. Maybe a small title here or there could drop, but I think they're going to give us the holiday games. And if they do that, there'll be nothing more to talk about for Switch 1. Quite literally. If you believe that the Switch 2 is coming out in early 2025, once this year's wave of Switch 1 games are announced, they've got an empty slate. And that would line up perfectly for, in a few more months, a Nintendo Switch 2 reveal. And so Necrofleep adds a lot of credibility to Nash Weedle's claims, because Nash Weedle has been up and down, as I've mentioned to you before. But Necrofleep is pretty consistent. He's been very right about a lot of direct stuff, he acknowledges when he is wrong, and I think he's a good leaker with a good track record and a good head on his shoulders. So getting that affirmation that, hey, there really was a big update, even if you believe it to just be nonsensical word salad, the fact that the Switch 2 dev kit is moving along is good and obviously moves us towards an announcement, because you gotta have an announcement before the thing comes out. So regardless, we are getting closer. Let me know which of the two Sonic League games you want to play more. Sonic Toys Party, the Fall Guys-like title, or Sonic Heroes Remake, but in Unreal Engine 5, which potentially could look amazing. Frontiers could use Unreal Engine 5. If they do a sequel to that, honestly, maybe that's what this is practice for. Maybe Sonic Heroes is practice for UE5 Frontiers 2. We'll have to wait and see, though. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay pause out there. Love you lots. SwitchForce out.